I think as people, and I think as we grow older and more mature, I think we tend to have an ego attached to us. And I see this in the gym. I see this in life. And I think it's okay not to know. And I think it's okay to ask for help. And, you could be in the industry for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. It doesn't matter. But I think if you have that vulnerability to ask for help, to be open for help, and to be ready for help, it's never too late.
All right. Sorry, so what are we having?
This is a tequila from Mexico called Coralejo, and it is Blanco.
Blanco
Tequila.
All right. Let's crack that open. Let's go. Okay, I'll give you the honors of doing it.
All right, let's go.
All right. Good to have you here. Oh, you did it right in the mic. Oh, that sounds great.
Happy to be here.
Hey, make sure that's even. All right, so we're having tequila today. This is, well, might as well finish it. There's nothing left in there, is there? Yeah, might as well finish it. So this is something that we've been planning on having for quite some time. So now we're having the tequila.
We have.
And this is your first podcast as well, too. So what a great way to start off your first podcast.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Happy to be here.
Happy to be here as well, too, with you.
Cheers.
So we are going to have some fun today. Cheers. Well, let's have a sip. You're going to have a sip, right? Oh, that's good. Mm-hmm. That's really good.
Clean.
All right. We're going to get deep today with that.
Okay.
All right. So listen, the reason why I have you in here today is, so you are a real estate agent. You're also with Our Neighbourhood Realty.
I am.
And why I wanted to talk to you today was kind of three things I want to dive into today. So one is, what you were doing prior to getting into mentorship. And then I want to get into why mentorship. Like, why did you decide to do it? And then, and what has it done for you? Like, what kind of habits now do you have? And has it changed the way that you do real estate and just life, maybe even life in general? Because I know how important mentorship is, right? So, sorry, my cord got ran over there. But let's kind of talk about who you are, what got you into real estate? Like, why real estate, and how long you've been doing it for?
So I got into real estate because I was involved in homes before. So I used to sell and design kitchens a very long time ago.
Okay.
I did that with large companies like Canac way back in the day.
Okay.
And their logo was the heart of the home. So I kind of started in the industry without really realizing it. Kind of fell in my lap. So I designed and sold kitchens for about approximately 14 years. And then I started to slide. My health started to slide. So I wanted to take control of that. Because what's the point of having a home if you don't have health? So I decided to take my health to the next level, and I became a personal trainer. I'm currently still a personal trainer, and I've been doing it for 13 years. And so my career now with real estate has really combined all of my experience, all of my knowledge, everything that I can provide for my clients in and out of the gym, office, house. I feel like real estate just wraps it up with a bow.
Health is so important, but you don't realize it until you actually have a health problem. They can say you could have 100 problems, but once you have a health issue, everything else goes away, and now your main focus is just that one issue to get healthy, right?
Absolutely. Without your health, you have nothing.
Yeah, I agree. So then you got into real estate. How long ago?
So I got into real estate in 2022.
Okay.
So 2 years now.
Okay.
And it was just after, I guess during the pandemic. I decided to get my license during that time, not because houses were selling so quickly, because I had the luxury of time. And for me, I didn't have that before. I didn't make the time. So I decided with that time, I was going to do my best with it. and it was given to me for a reason. So I went back to school. Was not easy.
Yeah. So you did it through Humber.
I did it through Humber.
How many courses? Because I don't know exactly how many courses there are now. Is it 4? Is it 5?
I believe it's technically 6.
Okay.
Could be wrong.
Yeah.
But one of them isn't really a course. It's like a click through at the end.
Okay.
There's 2 courses that are called CIMs, and those are done online. Maybe watching World Cup soccer at the time, maybe not.
And is there any in person?
So there was about 2 weeks. It might be 4 days for one and 5 days for the other. And that's all done simulation online, like Zoom through
What did you like better, online or in person?
I would have to say the online part.
Okay.
I felt that I was, it just came easier to me online.
Right.
Because there was a lot of groups. You go into breakout groups and you...
And was a teacher there online as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good then. Because for me, like I would say I like in person better. But I mean, if there's somebody like the teacher's there online, because I thought you meant like you were actually just doing the course yourself by yourself. But if it's in a group setting, the teacher's there. For me, I think the most important thing is being able to ask the questions that I need the answers to outside of the course, outside of the textbook, like real life. Hey, what have you gone through? And how did you deal with that particular issue?
So that really wasn't an option.
Oh, really?
So there's just, so you would take course 1, 2, and then after course 2, then you would do your first CIMS. So CIMS is the live, whether it's online or in person, but the remainder of the course, the remainder of everything is done online, and there is no help. There's a line that you can call and you can ask for either support, like technical support, or if you had any issues. Mm-hmm. I personally never called. I just found through Facebook, there's a group, and a lot of people would have the same questions or concerns, and students find a way and find an answer.
So when you were in person, though, then you could ask those questions?
You could.
Okay, good.
You could, yeah. But you would already be on the next course.
Got it.
So it wouldn't help you when you needed it.
Okay.
So it was really difficult. Mm-hmm. I'm a people person. I learn visually. I learn doing things, not by reading things.
Yeah. Like seeing, feeling, touching, experiencing it.
Yes.
Yeah. Making mistakes.
Yes.
Learning from it.
Absolutely. And it was very difficult for me, for sure.
Okay. How long did it take you?
It took me about 18 months in total.
Okay.
From front to back. So,
okay.
That was again,
and while you were still working as well too.
Correct.
Okay.
So with lockdowns and stuff, we were locked down and then we were open, and it was really, really difficult to do both.
Yeah, it was such a challenging time during COVID.
Was.
Like just getting like we're open, close, close.
Yes, right. And start, stop.
For
Couldn't find any momentum.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So cool. So you get your license.
I get my license.
Ready to rock and roll.
I'm ready.
This shit's easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Okay. And it wasn't?
Yes.
It was?
It was a little, it came easy to me.
Okay.
Because I was prepared to do the work. If you're not prepared to do the work, then it's not going to be easy.
Okay.
So then I decided, okay, I had already started interviewing brokerages. And I must have interviewed at least 12. At least.
Wow.
Yeah. Online. Again, I didn't really like. I like to feel people's energy and stuff like that. Yep. And I couldn't really feel it through the computer. So I did my best. I made an appointment with Tara.
Okay.
Sweet Tara. Shout out to Tara.
Yeah. Shout out to Tara.
Yeah. And actually, I had known Tara because...
And Tara's our office manager for anybody who doesn't know.
Right.
Okay.
Our best office manager. And so I lived in an area where she had a bunch of listings and she had been farming. So I had already done my research on Tara before, mm-hmm. and she passed with flying colors. So I was excited to meet her. I was excited to come in and chat with her. So I did, and the interview went well. And, you know, she really just opened up and told me what O&R had to offer. And I loved it. Everything about it. I loved the vibe. You know, we have so many educational series that we do here. Mm-hmm. There's always a helping hand. So if it just felt right. It just felt right.
Right. So what was it though? Was it the fees that sold you, or was it the culture? Was it terror? Was it what you're getting?
So for me, it was definitely the vibe, the culture of Our Neighborhood Realty. The location just so happened, like that was just the cherry on top of everything. It was definitely
the Oshawa location.
Yes,
right?
the Oshawa
Because we have Coburg,
location.
Oshawa, and then obviously
Yes.
Toronto now, which is over a year.
Right. We didn't have that at the time, but it was a great addition. Yes, it was a perfect location. Both Coburg and Oshawa worked perfect for me. So I just felt, it's going to sound really cliche, but I did. I felt like it was just home. It was just right.
Yeah.
The office isn't too big. You don't feel like you're lost in here. There's everyone, they're ordering lunches. It's just a nice family vibe.
Right. So it's a good culture. And I think
Very
that's what
good.
people are always looking for. Even though you may say it sounds cliche, I don't think it is, because people always want to feel like they belong. They want to feel like it's home and a home outside of home.
Absolutely.
Which I think is incredibly important. Okay. So then you choose Our Neighborhood Realty. You get into real estate. How does that go that first year?
So I remember actually in the same interview with Tara, she had asked me if I was, I can't recall if she asked me if I was interested in a team, or I think I brought it up. I knew that I wanted to be on a team. For me, it wasn't a question. I like to think I'm a humble person and I don't know everything, but I will find out everything if I need to. So for me, having the attitude, I wanted to be part of a team. I wanted to be part of a family bigger and tighter than Our Neighborhood Realty. So I had asked Tara about teams and if her team was hiring at the time, and she wasn't at the time. And she said something kind of funny to me. And I'm not sure if she remembers this or not, but she kind of looked at me across the table and she's like, "You don't need a team." And I was like, no, I don't think you heard me right. I said, I want a team.
Right.
And there's a difference.
There is.
And I wanted a team because I was still doing personal training and I didn't want to sacrifice time learning on my own. I wanted to have mentorship, and I was ready to give in order to take. And for me, I don't know. I just always wanted to start that way. I didn't want to start on my own. It takes a village. So why not? Why is this any different?
Yeah.
So
you wanted to give before you take, or give then you shall receive. Right. That's just how it works. Right. And so how long were you solo before you actually joined the team? Or did you, or were
a day?
It was that. Okay. So you jumped right into the team dynamic. But you didn't get into the mentorship right away, right? Or did you?
No, I would say that I did.
Okay.
Again, we were still kind of off and on with lockdowns. So I remember January 2024. The gym was actually on lockdown.
January 2024?
Sorry, 2022. My bad. 2022.
Okay. Yeah.
Was on lockdown.
I was like, please don't tell me we're still in
No,
lockdown, because I've been breaking all the fucking rules.
No. 2022.
Yeah.
And I remember coming into the office every single day. And I was like, man, because we were locked down for 3 weeks at the gym.
Right.
And I was like, there's no one in here. Like, what's going on? And I didn't I didn't put two and two together. I was like, New Year. Like, let's get this going, right?
Yeah.
And I came in, like I said, for 3 weeks, every single day. 9 o'clock, I was already here. And going back, when I signed up with ONR, I had reached out to Tara. I was on a walk and in my neighborhood, and I saw a picture of Tara's listing. So I took a picture of her listing and her sign, and I sent it to her. And that was just before the Christmas party. And that's how it all happened. Then she reached out and said, I spoke to Louis.
Yeah.
Louis has a new passport system. would you be interested in sitting down with Louis?
Okay.
And
And so the passport system is the Steps to Success mentorship program that we have here at Our Neighbourhood Realty. Okay. So I like that because so really what you did was you didn't even develop any bad habits.
No.
I thought we were going to get into all the bad habits you had.
No.
So, which I think is great. So let's move into then, I think the second part of this then really is you jump right into mentorship. Let's walk through that. Like what kind of training did you get? How does it work here at Our Neighbourhood Realty? Is there, you get a coach? Is there a booklet that you got to go through or the things you got to check off? Let's kind of just walk somebody through that. Because I know we actually printed this stuff off. I should have. Yeah. So let's kind of go through it.
Yes.
And if I got any questions, we'll go through it.
So I came in on that January is basically when I started right after the holidays.
Yeah.
And we started with my CRM. And we said, all right, everybody down that you know. And I had already started that. So I guess I was a little bit ahead of the game.
And a CRM is
all of your contacts.
Right. So your customer relationship manager.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Customer relation manager.
Yeah.
Management. Yes. So, I had already started jotting those down just in a notebook. And after that, I believe Louis enrolled me in Brian Buffini's 100 Day to Greatness.
Okay. So putting you right into systems right away.
Fantastic. Just boom. I'm like, put me in, coach. Like, let's go, right? And I did that. And that's a fantastic course. I highly recommend that for anyone who's starting or in the middle of your career if you haven't done it already. It guides you through, conversations, coaching, listing appointments, open houses, any objectives that you might come to.
And in conversations, you're talking about scripting. And I know a lot of people, listen, even myself, I pushed back on scripting in the beginning.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say just the beginning, for many years, because I was like, I don't want to use this script. And, and then finally when I got into scripting, what I realized is that this is the way that my coach had broken it down to me is that, well, when you watch a movie, aren't they scripted?
It's true.
Well, of course they're scripted, but they don't sound scripted.
It's true.
And so what you've got to do is you got to practice the scripting. And then once you get the scripting right and you got it to how you speak and talk, and you can obviously change it up a little bit, but the theme is there.
Right.
That you can get out the messaging and go through it so that you can get that client, customer to exactly where you're trying to get them to.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. It was a great course. Highly recommend it. I love Brian Buffini. Great to listen to. It was just making it your own. So it's not so fabricated.
All right. So who mentored you then? Was it Louis? Was it somebody else at his team?
So I have to give a huge shout out to Louis and Carol Henry. Okay. So Louis Lamaris is also the broker of record here. And Carol Henry, they both have been in the industry for a very, very long time. Carol was definitely my mentor. It's such an honor to work with her every day, even now. We hit it off. So
that's good.
Yes, I remember Carol was away at the time. And when she came back, it was just like, it just felt like I knew her forever. So,
right. So walk us through that then. So what were you getting? What kind of mentorship were they teaching you? Like CMAs and...
Yes. So CMAs is huge, huge, huge. I like to call it The Price is Right. Okay. Because everyone likes that show. Bob Barker, and now it's Drew. Yeah. Drew Carey? Is that his name?
I think so. Drew Carey. I think it's Drew Carey.
I like to have fun, and I used to think of CMAs as The Price is Right. So even if I didn't have a client at the time, I would still be going in and out of houses. And I would do a CMA as if I had a client putting in an offer. Right. So Carol and I would go and we would view a property. She'd, ask me to do everything.
And a CMA is comparative market analysis. And essentially what you're doing is, and I think this is a difficult thing for beginning agents, is what is the price of this home? And there's a certain level of skill sets required to do that. It's not just like, oh, okay, well, I think it's this. It's you got to take a look at the market, what other homes are selling for, right?
Absolutely.
How many bedrooms, how many bathrooms.
Yep. Any renovations, the size of the lot. There's so many factors.
Right. Because, and then, you go and you present it to somebody who's looking to sell their home, and they're like, well, there's another home down the street that's listed. Because listed doesn't really matter. It's what did it sell for?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. So it was actually a whole lot of fun. We would role play, and Carol would, stand on the porch and make comments about the neighborhood and just trying to throw me off, right? While I'm, fussing with the lockbox, trying to get it open. And
why are some of those lockboxes so hard for agents to open up?
I don't know. But so all of the little experiences that you don't think you need. And opening a lockbox is definitely.
Yeah, for sure. So talk about open houses. What about that?
Open houses, oh man.
Because I know so many people don't like doing open houses, but why would you not want to do an open house? That's where buyers are. They're coming in.
I agree. I always think of it as, how can I get in front of people? Regardless, whether I'm, trying to sell something or not. It's how do I get in front of people so that I'm in front and people can get to know me. So for the first year, oh man, I don't know how many open houses I did. Every single weekend, at least, I did one.
And was it successful?
It was definitely successful. I know how to run an open house like nobody's business right now.
Okay.
I have like a bag and like a box. Everything's prepared. I have lollipops that are ready to go. I have like a whole system that I do. Okay. I give out popcorn. I give out lollipops. Thanks for popping by. Registration. I make things fun when people come in. And it's just a time to get in front of people and, express your own personality. And people are going to want to choose to work with you because of your personality and your knowledge. So,
right. So you're making them feel welcome when they come in.
Absolutely.
You're giving them something to go home with so that they remember you.
Absolutely.
You're also then following up with them as well too.
Yes. Creating a larger database as well.
And are you going around the neighborhood as well?
So when I do have my own listings, yes. So this past year, well, even now I'm still doing 2 careers at once. So I try to do as much as I can when I can. So typically when I have a listing, yes, I'll go door knocking around. I had a listing in Oshawa, and I made little pamphlets, little flyers, marketing, and we delivered them throughout the area. I knocked on, I don't know how many doors. I was hosting an open house, and I was serving pasta. I had a pasta bar. It was, May. We were in the garage, pure old school Italian styles, like sauce, pasta, everything ready to go. And it was fantastic. So I invited all the neighbors to come. I had sent out, pamphlets and flyers, and it was an amazing turnout.
Right. So you're treating this like a business. And so 100%. Do you think the mentorship has helped you to make you realize that Absolutely. Don't just wing this? There are systems, there's processes, and follow the system.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What about accountability?
Oh, accountability is huge. So there was never like a set rule, as in you need to be here at this time. I would come by the office every single day, whether it be for half an hour, just to check in. I wanted to be around Carol. I wanted to be around Louie. I wanted to be around whoever was in the office. I wanted to hear people talking about real estate. I wanted to just hear how people book an appointment. Like, it sounds silly, but the more I was around it, the more I was in it. And the more I was in it, the better I would be. So accountability, absolutely. We have, a certain amount of CMAs that we need to do in order to pass or to get through the passport with the Lemaris Group.
And that's what I liked about it. Let's actually go through the passport, right? Which is the steps to success. Here,
Yes.
If you want, you can just take a quick look at it because that might help kind of just, jog your memory like of some of the things that were important and that you got out of it. But essentially, it's a checklist. It's a system of
Yes.
things that you've got to complete, and how long do you have to complete this, and how many transactions do you have to do to say I am now a successful realtor?
So that would be 6 transactions, which I did complete last year.
Which is difficult to do in your first year. I think a lot of people think that it's easy. And I think that's, and a lot of people got into real estate during the pandemic.
Yes.
And thought that this was just an easy game.
Yes.
Because listen, I know for myself personally, my phone was just ringing off the hook. But it was, I've also been in the game a little bit longer, but everybody wanted to be a real estate investor. Once it slowed down, once interest rates went up, it went back to, okay, it's not an easy game.
Right.
So doing 6 transactions is actually really incredible. But yeah, just to continue on there with that.
Let's see. What did I do? There's so much.
But you did the whole booklet.
I did.
Yeah. Well, was there something that maybe stood out for you? So we know you did the open house, the CMAs.
Honestly, I just had fun. Like throughout all of it, it was all just so fun, and I wanted to do everything. It never felt like work.
Okay.
It never felt like work.
And then as you completed it, then they would initial it. So you obviously couldn't initial it.
Correct. So it's kind of like a report card, right? You would, do the items, and Carol would initial and sign off. Books. We've read some books. We're currently still reading books.
Yeah. Because you got like everything on here. Like you've got like social media. You've got your database, which is your CRM. You've got the Pathfinder course, which is an incredible course.
That
right?
is an amazing course.
Yeah,
Tara
that's like a 8 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah, from like beginning to end, and that book is thick.
And it's extremely informative. Like she touches on stuff. I know Rhonda wrote it. It's fantastic. She touches on stuff that you don't even realize is associated with your business.
Right.
And it was very well written.
Yeah. And also too, what I like about it is that you've also got to do some real estate investing stuff in here. So you've got to listen to some of the podcasts.
Yes.
You've got to actually attend some of my events
That's
as well
right.
too, which is good to at least dabble in it a bit, to at least be able to have that conversation with the client.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Knowledge is key.
I agree.
So the reason why I did go for mentorship and a team was because of knowledge. I knew coming in that I wasn't going to know everything, and I didn't want to spend 5 years learning a trade. So I felt that coming in and joining a team, I would be able to fast track my career, regardless of what I went home with in that first year. That's not important to me. What was important to me was the knowledge. Knowledge is power. And if I didn't have that, then why did I go back to school? Why did I do all of this stuff?
You're right. What new habits have you learned that you now continue to do, whether it be in real estate or even maybe just in your personal life?
Be yourself, 100%.
I love that.
Yeah, people are real. People are not fake. Real talk with Gary right here. Yeah, be your authentic self. It doesn't matter. You don't know where you're going to meet someone. Trust is a lot to do with this. Yeah, I always do CMAs. I constantly do those, even if I'm not working with a buyer or anyone listing. I constantly do them. I constantly go in and out of houses, even if I'm not showing any properties. I still want to know what's out there. I still want to know what what people are pricing at and agents are pricing at and what their tactics are. I'm always watching. I don't drop my guard.
I'm glad you shared that. I thought I was the only one that did that. Going into homes all by myself.
All the time.
Yeah, like when I was active as a real estate agent in the beginning for at least 8 years, 9 years, I would just go into these homes by myself and just walk them, check them out, see what was going on. Why did they price them like this? Did this make sense? Because then I got really good at knowing, is this a deal or not a deal?
Right.
Where's the market going? What are the trends? And so I think that's a great strategy, because then also too, if you have buyers or even sellers, you can then say, I found a beautiful home for you. Because sometimes there are homes where you say, you know what, this probably won't be good. And then you look again and you're like, you know what, let me just walk it anyways. And you're like, oh my God, this agent did a shitty job at taking pictures and actually presenting how nice this home is.
I agree. It happens quite often.
Yeah. So it's being active in the game as well too is so important.
I think so. And when I'm not busy, I still want to be involved in the market. And that's my way and that's my duty, in my opinion, is to still be active. Regardless if I have clients or not, I'm still going to do my due diligence and practice my craft. And I would do CMAs, and I would, having shown the property, whether it's to myself or no one, you would get notified how many offers are coming in. And that would be a really good way for understanding what's going on in the market, is understanding, how many offers are coming in. And then I would do my CMA. And then I would be like, okay, well, this property, if I had a client, I would recommend this amount. And, and I would wait and see how close I was. It's fun to me.
The other thing you talked about too is just being yourself.
Yeah.
Do you think enough people are not being themselves when they're real estate agents? Because when you're on social media, that can really paint sometimes a bit of a different picture. Why do you think it's so important just to be yourself?
Oh man, for so many reasons. I think that I choose to be myself because I've always been honest, and I'm an honest person, and I will continue to be honest, and integrity. And I think if people know and feel that, then they know that they're going to get the best treatment with me.
Know and feel it, because you know what? Clients can smell it. You know what? There's a saying in real estate, right? Is that they can smell commission breath. Yeah. They can smell it. Like when you're trying to get that sale from them.
Yeah.
And if you're just being yourself with them, and I've done this many times where, I'll just go out for dinner with them or go out for lunch with them or just go have a coffee with them. And I'm not pushing the fact that I'm trying to get them to buy or sell or what, just to have a conversation. This is who I am. And, and either you like me or you don't like me. We're in that people business.
We are.
Right.
We are. And, we are dealing with a fair bit amount of money.
Yeah.
And, I think that trust is key.
Yeah.
I think that trust is key and honesty is key. Even if I don't have an answer, I don't have all the answers. I definitely don't have all the answers.
Yeah.
But I will find them out.
Right. Like you're a consultant.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just happen to sell real estate.
I just happen to sell real estate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
What other habits have you picked up and now use in your day-to-day life from mentorship? And are you still being mentored, or are you just now are part of the team?
I am still part of the team. I don't think they can get rid of me.
Yeah.
I miss Carol. She's away at the moment, but she'll be back shortly. I love the vibe. I love the vibe. It's a family. If we, need a CMA, we all do a CMA together. If someone needs something, we're all there. So it doesn't. Am I being mentored? I feel like being part of a team, no matter what, you're still going to have mentorship. It's not like a start date and an end date. They're always there for me if I need them. I text Louis with a question. He's there. He's answers. Carol's there. The team's there. We have a group chat. So yeah, I would say that I just kind of continued as if I don't have any assignments that are due, so to speak, but I'll bounce questions off of Carol and Louis, and we discuss. It's just open.
Yeah.
It's completely
What
open.
are some of the mistakes that you made throughout being a realtor and even through the mentorship?
I would probably say shying away from things that I know I'm not good at. I don't like cold calling. We talked about scripts earlier. I don't like scripts. Never have, never will. I have to take it and say it my own way.
Which is a form of a script, though.
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
So you kind of get the understanding of it, and you're like, okay, I'm going to script it in my way, my voice.
Yeah.
Yep. My personality.
Yeah.
But was there a big mistake that you put yourself in and you're like, how am I getting out of this?
No. I would say that I'm pretty, I'll ask twice before I do something.
Okay.
I think there's a saying like in the industry, measure twice and then you just cut once, right?
Right.
So I would ask a lot of questions. A lot of questions. Like even at 11 o'clock at night, we have an offer irrevocable till midnight. I'm still texting Carol. I'm still asking questions.
And she's ready and available.
Yes.
See, mentorship is so important.
She is. I've shown up at her house before and be like, Carol, what do I do?
Yeah. I think it's so important. There's something to be said about that, because even for my team as well too, I'm there. I'm always there, right? 11 o'clock, 11:30,
Yeah.
Because sometimes that's how long a deal is going on for.
Absolutely.
Right?
Unfortunately, but yes.
Yeah. And sometimes it's serious, and you need that answer.
And minutes. Minutes feel like hours. But yeah, what did I do that was, I'm definitely.
Yeah. If you had to go back though and change anything, would you?
No.
Like if you had to go back and say to your younger self, no?
No.
Why?
No.
Just to.
I feel as though I was a sponge and I was ready. More importantly, I was ready to be coached. I was ready to be mentored. I came in with open ears and a closed mouth. I wanted to listen. I wanted to absorb. I did not know better, and I wanted to learn. I was ready to learn. And I think that, some people may or may not come out of the course thinking they know everything. And I definitely did not know everything. And I just wanted to learn as much as I could. And I was ready. And more importantly is I wanted it. I wanted it bad. And I still want it. And that's your drive. That's your will to continue.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because the mentor cannot want it more than the mentee. Like, you've got to want it. And because once you have that drive and that desire, it allows you to push through the tough times. And there are always tough times in anything that you do, whether it be real estate, whether it be, you're mentoring and helping people with their physique at the gym. There's everything you go through in life. There's tough times and there's good times.
I would say the hardest part for me would be time management.
So then how do you do time management, and how do you kind of work through your day?
So I try to day block, not time block, but day block.
Day block.
So,
Explain.
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday in the office. Wednesday, Friday, gym. Now that's not talking about my personal gym. That's almost every day now. And showings, all showings, can happen daily. That's never a problem. You mean you're working every day with clients constantly back and forth through texts or emails. But yeah, I have certain days where I come in, you know, we have our Buffini days and we have our internet lead days. So it's structured. But because I'm doing both, and it's not as easy as it can be stressful at times, for sure. And I just do my best.
And how do you handle those stressful times?
I don't sleep all that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
But is there something that you do? Do you when you're maybe having a bit of a difficult time sleeping? Are you getting up? Are you meditating? Or do you go to the gym? What do you do?
Gym.
Okay.
Gym, for sure.
And what does that help you do?
Clarity, mental clarity. It's my own time. It's my own self-love. Yeah. I have to take care of me, because if you're not taking care of you, you can't help other people.
So important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this can be a stressful job at times.
Absolutely.
Because you wake up every single day unemployed.
And you have no idea where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you might think you're in Bowmanville today, and next thing you know, you're in Ajax.
Right.
And you're not going for dinner. You're not meeting people for dinner. It's not happening.
Right.
You're putting in an offer. So, yeah, I enjoy it. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fulfilling. I feel like I can just help clients because of my honesty and my integrity. That's all.
So you enjoy that. You
I
enjoy
really do.
helping people find their dream home.
I do.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, I do.
Anything else you want to share before we wrap it up? You know, like one, maybe we'll end it with this. What's one piece of advice that you would give somebody that is listening and they're two things. Either they're thinking about being a real estate agent or they're having a difficult time with real estate?
I think as people, and I think as we grow older and more mature, I think we tend to have an ego attached to us. And I see this in the gym. I see this in life. And I think it's okay not to know. And I think it's okay to ask for help. And, you know, you could be in the industry for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. It doesn't matter. But I think if you have that vulnerability to ask for help, to be open for help, and to be ready for help, it's never too late. It's never too late.
Get rid of that ego.
100%.
It is tough though, right? You know, because it can get in your way.
It is. It's the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
It is, you know. You know, in the gym, it leads to injury. In the real estate industry, it leads to, you know, not being referred to again because, you know, you thought your way was better, or, you know, whatever the case may be. But yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get rid of that ego. See if you can push it to the side.
Yeah.
You know, easier said than done, but just at least be aware of it, I think is what you're saying. And don't be scared to ask questions. I think that's always a difficult thing for people is, you know, like, well, I should know this because I've been a real estate agent for 5 years or 10 years or whatever. It's okay.
Yeah.
If you don't know, you don't know. If you haven't gone through it, hey, nothing wrong with asking.
Yeah.
And trying to find out the right answer from somebody who knows it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think it's just better, you know, people want to know the truth. Like you said, people can smell it. People know what's going on. You know, you're not fooling anybody.
Exactly. Listen, I enjoyed doing this with you.
Me too.
I think anybody that's listening and they're thinking about being a real estate agent, or maybe they're having a difficult time, and maybe the thought of getting a mentor, which is something that we offer here. And I think we're rolling it out even more this year because I really think it's an important thing that everybody should have a mentor. I still have a mentor.
I agree.
But somebody wants to reach out to you and have a conversation with you to learn more about you.
That's right.
And the journey that you've been on. How can they do that?
They can reach me on my cell phone, which is 416-414-4564. And I'm also on Instagram and TikTok at carmela.the.realtor.
Awesome. Carmela, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me, Gary.
We'll do this again.
Cheers.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.